Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us from Crematorium. You can find this on sale for just under the $10 mark, if I remember correctly. This is a Tiki bar soaps. This is the name of the scent is Salty Air. 4 ounces in the container, and that's what it looks like there in the container. It's fairly soft. It's not a croak by any means, but really easy to scoop out and put in a bowl, lather up. The scent on this one here, Salty Air, is for me has always been kind of a hard scent to describe. This one here, if you're familiar with fuzzy face soaps, there's a scent called Snow, and it's similar to that, not exactly by any means, but it's similar to that, where the scent is kind of ozone, but maybe has a sweet twist to it, just a slight sweetness to it. I think in the description at Crematorium it mentions saltwater taffy, and at any rate, it's a light scent. It's not a heavy scent. It's not real strong either. So if you're unfamiliar with Tiki bar soaps, this might be a good one to start out with. And that it's kind of hard not to like the scent, even though for me I like stronger scents. But I was more interested in the soap base is what I was after, and in a scent that wouldn't find offensive. And this one here is not offensive at all, in my opinion. It's I guess you might say it's an easygoing scent. It'd be kind of its scent strength would be where some folks may have an issue with it, because it is a little bit on the light side. The side I'm going to follow up with this is one of the 3 new Clubman Reserve aftershaves, and this one here is Sweet Rum, and it may be kind of hard to read here. It says a topical breeze scent with blackberry currant and plum notes. So Salty Air, rum, yeah, why not? Be a good time to try it out. I have it whipped up over here in a bowl that I got from Banyan Lake quite some time ago, and it whipped up pretty good. It's on the wet side, almost dripping. It's thickened up just a little bit. This is let me get it wiped off, cleaned up here. This is a Heritage Collection shaving brush, Never Ready 200C, and get it turned around here. That's what it looks like there on the bottom of the handle there. But this is referred to as a, I guess you might say, a clear red handle with ivory on the top and synthetic knot. I can just pick up the scent. Now, this is my nose. Your nose might be able to pick it up easier and quicker than mine, but mine I have to really work at picking up the scent. But yeah, this is a pretty cool brush. Now, these brushes, this particular one, model, I guess you might say, is on sale. I think the handle's for like $35, and then you can pick your knot, or you can order it without the knot. 26 millimeter knot if you're interested, but for me it's an awesome buy. Already put a hot towel to face this morning. Got the usual suspects in the way of Crown King Alum Block, complete with rubber band this morning, as well as my Humphreys Witch Hazel that's got menthol and peppermint in it. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with the sorry, not Crown King, but Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ice Cube. There we go. 8 ounces. Yes, this cube is huge. Shaver of the day is the Focus R48. It's got a pivoting head. It's made in Italy. It's almost entirely made up of aluminum. There are a couple of points there that are going to be a little bit different than aluminum, but for the most part it's pretty much it's aluminum. Takes half of a DE blade, and I'll have the link down below. You can, if you're interested, it would be how can you say, good reading, in that the Focus R51 is the series with the, I guess you might say, the flat top caps. The 51 is a mild shaver, and if you're looking for a mild shaver, that might be probably the easiest learning curve. This one here, the R48's got more of a learning curve. It'll take a few shaves for you to get it under your belt to get a good understanding on how that shaver is going to work. I am somewhat familiar with single edge shaving, and my approach when I first got it was to approach it very much similar to a single edge that the head doesn't pivot, and it seemed to help me out to get a quicker understanding on how this shaver works. For me, it's a very mild shaver. If you are used to waiting 2 or 3 days worth of growth, you might end up rinsing it out a bit quicker, more often than what you normally would with any other shaver, because the flow through, there's not a lot of it. Yeah, this lather is kind of wet. It's dripping here and there. And this, here it is. It comes in various different colors. When you find uh, some websites will have more colors than others and all that sort of thing. And it comes with a base plate. I mean, as it goes for a stand, which you might be interested in. Uh, for me, that was my very first. I think that's my first stand that I ever ordered, and just because I hadn't had one yet, thought this would be a good time to try it. It also doubles as being able to assist in changing out that top cap. I'll try to remember to do that at the end, but hold that still just long enough. You can kind of see that the channels for the flow through there's not a whole lot there after you get the blade in there. Blade I have in here is a Personna single edge X series. If I remember right, they prefer or recommend that you use a DE blade snapped in half. That the curved parts of the blade provides a bit more tension in between the base and the cap. I've used pre-cut quite a few times in this and I have not had any issues with it. But I think there's been reports back when this first came out that there were some folks that were having issues with it. For me, I haven't had any. The loading mechanism is kind of similar to the Focus Slim. It just slides. Matter of fact, if you've done any kind of work sometimes with electrical stuff, you kind of see this kind of setup on the back there where you have a larger opening than a smaller one. You can kind of see how that works in there. It's pretty straightforward. At least for me it is. This is a very smooth, easygoing shaver. This is one that my son tried a few times. He did manage. Now my son, he just now turned 16, and this was a while back, so he didn't have very many shaves under his belt. He did catch his upper lip right at the ridge, but outside of that, it was pretty easy for him to use. He didn't think it was cutting any hair, if that tells you anything. There is a certain amount of clicking that might take place while you're shaving, and if it happens towards the end of your stroke, that is probably, how can you say, should be happening natural in other words. But if it's happening mid-stroke, then there's something not quite right with your angle and pressure as far as that goes. But it is a mild shaver. It would take a little bit of work to get a BBS out of it, and that you'd have to have a pretty decent understanding of the shaver. But the R51 would be an easier one to pick up and get used to, as opposed to this one here. But I also like the idea of, especially if you're really budget minded, using a half of a DE blade. Your shaves can go quite a bit further. Using a feather blade, in other words, in this particular shaver, you might get more shaves out of that half blade than what you would in a regular DE shaver. Just something to think about. If you don't have a real thick beard growth, and or maybe it's just spotty, it's kind of splotchy. Not everybody grows hair all over their face. Some places may not have much growth, and a shaver like this might be a good thing. especially for a daily shaver. As it goes for the handle length, it is a little longer, but it's got this place right here. Makes it pretty nice to be able to hang on to, and it is kind of sloped back here. For me, this is one of the easy going shaves. I really don't think a whole lot about it when I'm shaving with it. Don't have to focus a whole lot. I've used it enough times that I've gotten used to it. But I know for my son, he was just kind of shocked on how mild it was. A good one to start out with. For him, no more hair than what he has on his face. By the time he gets done with 3 passes, his hair is gone. So, like I say, it's a good place to start. Half of a DE blade, very economical. But there is a learning curve. I think it also probably will prompt you to learn your mapping of your face, your beard growth. I think it's going to prompt you to learn more about it, because if you're looking for a very close shave, trying to get BBS without irritation, this one here would be a pretty good one to try with. But you're going to have to know which way your beard growth is, because that's the direction you're going to have to work at. In other words, it's not like the 52 where it takes it down pretty easy. Even if you don't know, just do the typical 3-pass shave like I do. Yeah, it'll take it down for you. This one here, you're going to have to work at it. So in other words, I have, especially that spot right there where it grows in a curl, and this direction through here. If I really wanted to get a close shave, I'd have to work at it a little bit more so. Right along that jawline on this side. Not so much on the other side, just this side. Post-shave feel with the soap feels pretty decent, especially at this price point at $10. It's kind of hard not to pick it up. In other words, it'll be more of a scent thing for you as opposed to performance, especially with a mild shaver like this. It feels pretty decent. Trying to, as it goes for hair, yeah, because in other words, I've got a better stroke for me right through there. If I was looking for a closer shave, would be right through there. Like I say, this one here will make you learn your beard growth. Because if you're looking for a close shave, you're going to have to figure that out with that shaver in order to get a really close shave. It's a mild shaver. It's my pivoting head. It's my first one I've had in quite a while. Even with the cartridge, I didn't shave with a cartridge very often, even though, yeah, the head pivoted, but I just didn't shave with them very often. I tried not to. And it gotten to the point years ago where I was very unhappy with the amount of money that I was having to pay, and decided, yeah, I just use my beard trimmers. What I would do, and I'd trim up here on my cheeks and down here on my neck because I had a full beard. So I had gotten to that point where I just anymore, unless I, like for instance, a special occasion, a wedding or whatever, I would shave with a cartridge back then, but not very often. With the amount of money and the shave I was getting, I was not happy with them. That might be something to think about with this particular shaver. If you got a full beard and you're just trying to trim up on your cheeks and on your neck, this one here just might be what you're looking for. Easy to do. I really enjoy it. I think it's a pretty cool shaver. It does well for me for what I want for it. easygoing shave, especially after you've already had a very efficient shave the day before. Let's say like with a shave head or with a straight razor or whatever the case might be, and you're not looking for another aggressive shave. Just something to knock off the big stuff to last through the day. This will be alright, at least it is for me. Face feels pretty good. Yeah, I have to say, especially at the $10 mark, this soap is a pretty decent try. I'd give it a try if you haven't tried it. Like I say, right around $10, it's not a bad one. Can't complain about my purchase at all. This one here is pretty exciting. When I was checking at shavenation.com, it looks like they got all 6 of these different flavors in stock. And I've got one more to get. I don't have the tequila one, but I really like these aftershaves. They won't be for everybody. The scent won't be, but for me, I like it. Show you what the restrictor looks like. Not too terribly big. Picking up, for my nose, I'm picking up the sweetness, and that's what my nose is picking up. You might pick up something totally different. Like I say, my nose is not the best. You can ask me any. We had a, it was kind of funny. It was Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements dorm. And what his nose was picking up and what my nose was picking up was like totally different. It was way different. Anyway, had a great shave today. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, healthy, and smooth shaves to you.